Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dice Cast. We're here from the Justhammer bunker again, and we've got a new pairing for you this week. It's going to be Soulblight Gravelords against Alex's...
Lumineth.
Yes, Lumineth Realm-Lords. So,
Yep.
one of the big boogeymen of 2nd edition. We'll see how they do in 3rd edition.
Yeah. I'm not holding out much hope, but they got a lot of points increases.
Yeah, they definitely went up when I first entered your list for this. I punched them in, and I saw there was a big chunk of missing points.
Yeah.
And then I realized I was in 2nd edition points, and they're
I think
full.
it was like 1,720 or something.
Something like that.
1990, so it was a big gap.
Yeah, Techless alone went up 80 points. He did get some new abilities in 3rd edition with the Monsters Rampages and hero abilities, but big jump.
The Warden's 40 or 25 points a unit.
Yeah.
It was a big jump, so we'll see how they do.
Right on.
My list didn't really lose much, though, because I lost a unit of Blade Lords and a unit of Wind Chargers, but I gained Umbral Spell Portal, so
sure,
it might work out.
And it worked out in 3rd edition also that you get it into a 1-drop now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Let's get into the list. Alright, so this is my first time playing an Avengorii list, and it's definitely a lot different than what I've played so far in Soulblight. Really leaned into the monster theme. So I've got Laukavai and a Avengorii Lord, both of the options for that kit. I've also got a Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon as my general. Both Lauka and the Avengorii have amethystine pinions to help him keep up with the Zombie Dragon. Zombie Dragon's my general. He's got Eye for an Eye. He's got the Vial Manticore Venom, Flaming Weapons from the spell lore, and then Maddening Hunger, so you can pick a model and eat it. For my battle line, I've got 2 Terrorgeists, so full monsters, 5 monsters in the list, and a unit of 20 zombies. And then for other units, I've got 3 Fellbats as a screen, and 5 Blood Knights. Then for my battalions, it's really difficult to fit a lot of these things into battalions with as big as my leaders are. Hunters of Heartlands, though, allows me to take the Terrorgeists because they lose their Behemoth role and gain the battle line role in Avengorii. So they're in there with a unit of Blood Knights. And then I've got the Battle Regiment Battalion just to reduce my drops a little bit. Puts me on a 5-drop.
So I'm running a more traditional Lumineth list. I'm running Techless, a Cathalar who has Total Eclipse for the spell lore, a Avengorii Lord Regent as my general with Goading Arrogance and the Perfect Blade, and then 2 units of 20 Wardens and a unit of 20 Sentinels. The Avengorii Lord Regent is going to have Speed of Hish. 1 unit of Wardens will have Protection of Hish. The Sentinels will have Protection of Hish, and then the other unit of Wardens will have Lambent Light for their spell lores. And then everything in that list fits into a battle regiment, so I am a 1-drop today, which I've never had before, so be interesting to see how it goes.
Alright, so tonight we're going to be playing First Blood, which is one of the most pure 3rd edition battle plans, it feels like. It's really the classic scoring in 3rd edition with the secondary, the battle tactics. 3 objectives that start out of everybody's control, and really kind of an interesting deployment back in the corners. So we're just going to have a mosh pit in the middle, it feels like. I, as the attacker, will be deploying my first unit. But then the 1-drop on the other side of the table, the Lumineth army is going to get everything out there after that. So, good luck.
And you as well. I should also mention that I'm playing Sire or CR.
Sure.
2 Aether Courts, and I have Umbral Spell Portal and the Shrine Luminor.
Sure. Umbral Spell Portal, so you can throw those Storm of Searing White Lights all over.
Yeah.
We'll see how that works out for me.
Hopefully the plan.
All right, good luck.
So basically, my goal is to hit. I want to be able to hit these 2 objectives here. I don't know if I'll be able to get them without Speed of Hish. I'll probably have to cast that on them, but get them over to this objective. Get Techless for the hero phase within 36 inches, so I can do my Umbral Spell Portal and kind of throw out some mortal wounds and keep the Sentinels behind my Cathlar so I can use some command abilities for free.
Right on. You set up pretty aggressively on the line, and I did the same thing. I got to watch how you deployed, so I brought my Terror Geist and Zombie Dragon out to the front. I figure it's really imperative to me in this matchup to get to you as quickly as possible, so that's what I'm going to try to do. My zombies are in the grave, so I'll be able to bring those up, hopefully onto an objective and help contest that objective. We'll see how that goes. They're slow enough that just starting them off the table doesn't feel too risky. But should be interesting. Lumineth is definitely terrifying, but I don't have any really weak heroes that are going to be vulnerable to the Searing White Light or the Sentinels, so hopefully things will come through it relatively well. Do you want to take first turn or second?
I think I'm going to take first.
Okay, good luck.
And you as well, sir.
You need to pick your battle tactic.
Oh, I do need to pick a battle tactic.
So you're on 2 command points, I'm on 3.
I will do aggressive expansion.
So Lord Regent going for an extra command point?
Which I don't get.
Okay. And my heroic action is going to be taking an extra unbind on the Avengorii Lord here.
So Techless is going to cast 4 on 10s. And the first one is going to be Umbral Spell Portal. And then I'm going to cast the big one, Storm of Searing White Light.
So that goes off automatically on 10?
Yes. These are going to be on a 1, nothing happens, on a 2 to 4, D3 mortal wounds, and on a 5 up D6.
Sure.
So for the Blood Knights, that's D3 for 1.
Okay, 6 up, feel no pain, rerolling once. Rerolling. 1 damage.
For the Terror Geist next to those, that's a 6, so that's D6.
Sure.
For 2.
6 ups. Okay, 2 damage.
Avengorii Lord.
Sure.
That is D3. For 3.
3 damage.
The Terror Geist that's next to him.
Sure.
That nothing happens. And the Zombie Dragon, or the Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon, for 1.
Okay, 6 up. No. How about these others? Are they in range?
No. We'll cast Protection of Hish to give me that, or Protection of Techless, sorry.
Sure, the bubble of 5 up, feel no pain?
Yes. It is an 18-inch bubble, so should hit everybody.
Sure.
And then I will, for my last one, cast Speed of Hish on them.
Okay.
To give them an additional 6 inches to their movement. So let's do some spells. Some other spells, some rolling form spells. So for the Wardens, right here, I will be doing Power of Hish.
Go for it.
And I get that on a 9.
Sure.
8 plus 1. For the Wardens, for the Lord Regent, I will cast Greater Power of Hish.
Sure.
Which I don't get on a 5.
Okay.
Wardens, I will cast Power of Hish, which I get on an 11.
Okay, I'll attempt to unbind with the Avengorii. Goes off.
And then the Sentinels, I get it on a 6.
Okay. They're out of my unbind range.
For the Cathalar, I will cast Total Eclipse for the 2 command points.
Sure. On a 7?
You re-roll these if they're...
That's pretty clear. That's,
okay.
Yeah.
That is on an 8.
On
because
an
he's
8?
within 16 of the Dove Tech list.
Sure, I'll attempt to unbind that with the Avengorii. It goes off.
Okay. So everything went off. Should be good to start moving. So basically I wanted to move up onto my 2 objectives to gain my battle tactic, which was to take control of those 2 objectives. Bring my sentinels up just a little bit to get within range. Right now everything's in range of only the Blood Knights, and I can get some into the Terrorgeist if I want to split. And then Techless I just shuffled over so I could get my 18-inch aura of 5-up Feel No Pain. And then the Cathalar obviously is staying on the Shrine Luminor to eventually turn it into extend that 24-inch bubble of re-rolling your spellcasting. Okay, so shooting phase. The Sentinels, I think, are going to just go into the Blood Knights.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pop a command point to bring their save down to a 2-up. With all-out defense.
Yeah, and I'm going to spend my free command point with the Shrine to do all-out attack on the Sentinels.
Okay, +1 to hit and they're shooting them.
Yep. So this is going to be 19 attacks, 3s and 4s, and 5s and 6s do more ones. Sure. Rerolling nothing. So let's take these out.
Yeah, I think you picked up at least 1 3 there, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I did. I forgot everything on 3s. That's fine. So that's 3 mortal wounds.
Three mortal wounds, sure.
And then 4s to wound. For 3 of them.
Okay.
No run.
So first we're on 2-ups for these saves. Failed one of those, and so that's a total of 4 damage going through. They do have their 6-up Deathless rerolling ones. And that's a pretty useful roll. They're going to go ahead and take 1 damage. I will take it.
That was really good.
Really, really good. I'll take that all day.
Yeah. That's all my shooting.
Okay.
So I'm going to get 1 for control 1.
And so it'll be 2 total for, it'll be 3 for objectives. You control more than me, you control 2, you control 1.
And then 2 for my battle tactic.
Correct.
Okay.
So total of 5 victory points. And you got your battle tactic completed. Alright, going into the bottom of round 1 then, we each get a command point for our general being on the battlefield.
I'm up to 3.
That's correct, we're each at 3.
Yep.
And got a couple things to do at the start of the hero phase. First off, alright, my battle tactic is going to be Slay the Warlord. I'm coming after your general here, the Lord Regent.
Yep.
And then I've got a few rolls to make at the start of the turn. My Vengorians both have the chance to become feral. So I'll roll first for the Vengorian. Vengorian is able to use command abilities. Lauka is also able to use command abilities. And then we've got heroic actions to do. I'm going to start with Heroic Recovery on my Vengorian Lord. So if I roll under his Bravery, which is 10, I do, then he gets to heal D3 wounds. And he heals 3, so he's going to be back up to full. You've got your heroic action?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the command point.
Sure.
With the with my general.
Go for it.
So I'm on a 4-up, and I get an extra command point.
Okay.
That I have to use from the general.
So you're at 4 command points. Alright, my Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon is going to attempt to cast Flaming Weapons. And he's going to get that on a 9 currently.
I'll attempt to unbind with the Kevlar.
Sure.
So I need a 9 on dice for this. Which I don't get.
You do get 1 reroll per phase if you want to use it. From the Shrine of the Lumineth.
So I will reroll that. Because I don't like extra damage. Nope.
Okay.
Still get it.
So he's going to put that on his sword-like claws. My Avengorii Lord is going to try Amethystine Pinions. And he got a 6. That's going to succeed on Amethystine Pinions.
Okay. And that's from your Avengorii Lord?
That's correct. That'll give him 6 inches of extra movement.
That's the one that I want to make sure I unbind.
It is a relatively good one to unbind, yeah. I just have 1 more cast after this.
Okay. I will attempt to unbind from the Wardens.
Sure.
Need a 6 on dice. Which I get. So
okay.
7 total.
Sure. And then Lauka is going to try her War Scroll spell, Death's Downpour. And she failed it. She needed an 8 for that one. That is all I have for hero phase. We're going to go ahead and get on to movement. During my movement phase, I really wanted to push up on all flanks. I knew I needed to take at least 2 of the objectives back to keep points close. My main goal here, of course, is to kill off the Lord Regent if I'm able, as that's my battle tactic for the round. Hopefully I'm going to be able to do that with the monsters coming in. Got a firm grip on the center objective with my monsters, and I'm going to bring the zombies up out of the grave at the end of the movement, but really just pushing forward all over the place here. There's where we sit after I brought the zombies on. I'm going to get into my shooting phase. The first shooting attack I'm going to make is with this Terrorgeist right here into the unit of Wardens. So currently, based on his table, he is going to roll, add 6, and then subtract the bravery and do that many more wounds. So that is 9.
Bravery of 6.
Okay, so 3 mortal wounds against the Wardens.
Okay. They have a 5 of no pain, which I make none of.
Okay. The zombie dragon is going to shoot into that same unit, and his attack, his shooting attack, because of the size of the unit, is going to automatically hit. It's then wounding on a 2. So it's wounding, and this is at rend -3.
Okay. I do not get a save on that.
Okay, d6 damage. 5 damage.
Save 2 of them.
Okay.
Lose another 3.
And then the other Terrorgeist is going to put his shooting attack into the Lord Regent.
So he's going to be -1.
It's not actually a shot.
Oh,
so
yeah, you're doing the...
Yeah, so a 7 total, which isn't going to be enough to do any damage to the Lord Regent, correct?
Yes, bravery 8.
Sure. Definitely not how I really was hoping for that shooting to go. I was hoping to get some damage in there, but I am now ready to move into charges. Going to charge first with this Terrorgeist. 5 inches.
So, would this be the point when I would use Unleash Hell?
It is.
Okay. So I will use the command point that I got for him this turn.
Sure.
Or, no, do I have to use... It has to be from him? So I have to use... So I have
but he can use it on them, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, I will use that to shoot with them at -1. And this is still going to be mortal wounds on 5s and 6s because of power fish. And 4s don't hit this time because of the -1. So you are looking at 4 mortal wounds.
Okay. And then the zombie dragon should be wholly within 12 here. Or the Terrorgeist, rather. Should be wholly within 12.
That is
of at least one of them, yeah. So 3 mortal wounds. So on 6s,
4 mortal wounds.
4 mortal wounds. And he's going to take all 4 of those. 6 total damage on him. Alright, a couple more charges to make. This Terrorgeist here on the end. 6 inches. Which will be enough to get him in. And then the zombie dragon's going to attempt to charge. He needs a real big one, potentially. 4 inches will not do it. Gonna go ahead and command point re-roll that. Seven inches, I don't think he'll do it either. Don't think he can necessarily fit in there. Just gonna check. No, right?
Yeah, you're over the base of the spell portal.
Okay.
Glad I didn't dispel it.
I'll then attempt to charge with the Avengorii Lord. And he got a 5 inches, he's not going in. And then one last charge to make, that's going to be the Blood Knights. 6 inches. At the end of the charge phase, I do have a couple of monsters that are going to be able to use things. The first one is going to be this Terrorgeist is going to roar at the Wardens so they can't receive command abilities.
Yep.
So he is going to stomp your Lord Regent. So on a 2-up, it'll be D3 mortal wounds. Yes. 2 mortal wounds.
Save 1, fail 1.
Okay. Chipping away at him. All right, piling in this Terrorgeist first then. Gonna bring him in range of your Lord Regent there.
Yep.
All the attacks are going to the Lord Regent.
He's -1 by himself.
He is?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will use one of his Aether Quartz to
+1 save.
+1 save. And I'm going to give you the -1 bravery with the Cathar.
Okay.
Not that it matters, I just don't want it.
Sure. And I'm going to spend a command point on all-out attack.
And I'm going to spend a command point from the shrine for free for the all-out defense.
Okay, on the Lord Regent?
Yes.
Okay, so I've got +1 to hit, and you give me -1 to hit, so that's going to wash out. I'll do the claw attacks first.
Yep. And I am at +2 to save.
Sure. At current damage profile, I've still got 4 claw attacks. And these are going to be 4s to hit. I got 2 hits, 3s to wound, 2 wounds at -1.
Okay. So I will be at a... I go to a 4-up save +2, so I'm at a 2-up save.
Sure. That's with the -1?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm at +2, he's a 3-up save naturally.
Sure. And then the Fanged Maw attacks, these are going to be hitting on 4s, but I really am fishing for 6s.
Oh, how many?
So 3 hits, 3s to wound, 1 wound at -2.
So this is going to be a 3-up, which I do not save.
Okay, D6 damage, 6 damage.
Gotta make some saves here. Gotta make 2 of these. I made
and you made 3 of them, so 3 damage on him. That's going to leave him alive, which is really significant for my battle tactic.
Okay. So, I am going to... Is that it for him?
That's it for him.
Okay. So, I am going to go into the 2 units of Wardens. I'll start over here. Let's pile in my 1 inch. 18 attack. This is going to be 3s and 3s. Are you not any minuses to hit or anything?
Nope.
Threes. And that's going to be 6 mortal wounds currently.
Okay.
And 3s. And 4 saves at -1.
Okay, so that puts them on a 4 up. Saved 2 of those, so a total of 8 damage coming through.
Yep.
6s. Oh, actually, let me. Yeah, they're definitely within. Saved 1 of them, re-rolling the 1. Okay, saved 1 of them, so a total of 7 damage. That's going to be a few of them dead. 7 damage.
Yes.
Just leaving 2 alive in the unit. Your activation again.
And then I don't really have much to pile in here because I'm already pretty much base to pay. So it's going to be 4 into this guy. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys into that guy.
Sure. The monsters are -1 to wound.
-1 to wound. Okay. So the 4 into the unwounded terror guys. These are going to be 3s and 4s. With 5s and 6s doing mortals. So you have 2 mortal wounds.
Sure.
And 1 save to make at -1.
Okay, first the save is a 5 up, failed that one, and then 3 total damage. 6s. Made 1 of those, so he's going to take 2 damage.
And then I have the 12 from the 6 wardens into the other chair guys. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mortals. And 2 saves to make it -1.
Okay, 5s. Made 1 of those, so a total of 6 damage coming through.
Yep.
On 6s. Saved 1 of those, so he's going to take a total of 5 damage.
And he has 12 wounds?
14. Got 3 left. My activation then is going to be this Terrorgeist into your unit of Wardens. It's just going to pile in onto the objective a little bit and put all those attacks there. Alright, so 4 Skeletal Claw attacks hitting on 4s. Shining Company, so hitting on 5s.
Yeah. I actually don't think Total Eclipse went off.
Oh, it did. Okay. So 2 hits, 1 wound at -1.
Okay. -1. +1. So, or +2.
This
or no,
is
that's for him.
Yeah.
Okay. So -1 puts them at a 5 up.
Okay, D3 damage from that. That's going to be 3 damage.
5 ups. Save 1.
Okay. And then the Fanged Maw attacks. Really looking for 6s here. Hitting on 4s. hitting on 5s rather. So I got 1 6. That's just 6 mortal wounds through.
And I save 3 of those.
Okay.
So there's 3 more going.
Your activation?
Yes. So we will use the Lord Regent. He has the perfect blade. Oh, I'm going to kill myself here.
That's the goal.
Because I have to attack, correct?
You do.
Okay.
If you weren't in melee range, you wouldn't have to. You don't have to pile in, but you have to attack.
So these are 2s and 4s. But I couldn't. Right? I can't fail. Or is it always a 3 to hit? Yes. So 2s and 4s because of your -1 to wound.
Sure.
But an unmodified wound roll of a 3 always does always wounds. Although I believe those 6s are mortal wounds. Yes. So you have 3 mortal wounds on you right now.
Okay, and 1 save to make, or are those 6s in addition to?
No, those are. So you have 1 save to make.
Okay.
And 3 mortal wounds to take.
Any rend on that?
At -1.
5. Made that, so 3 mortal wounds to take. Failed all of them.
So he is
dead. Which I think potentially helps me. We'll see.
Just might.
I'm correcting those, sorry. So each unit within 3 inches of him from infestation is going to take D3 mortal wounds. The wardens are going to take 1 mortal wound.
No, they won't.
And then the Lord Regent is going to take 1 mortal wound. And he's going to survive.
And he doesn't take that either.
Okay. Are you done with activations then?
Yes.
Okay, my Blood Knights will pile in and attack. And I've got the leader there, so a total of 7 attacks with swords and lances.
Okay. And these are at -1.
Okay, so they're going to be on 4s and 3s. 2 hits. 1 wound at -1.
5 up. Nope. Damage?
Just 1 damage.
5.
Excuse me, 2 damage on the lance. Swords and lances.
So, take 1.
Okay, and then the mount attacks are on 5s and 4s because of the -1. 1 hit. And no wounds.
Okay.
And I think that's going to be it for combat and it for the turn. Not great for me. I did take 2 objectives, and I have more objectives than you currently. So I am going to get on...
yeah, because you control it with 15 over here.
Yes, each of those counts for 5.
Yes. Okay.
So that is going to let me score 3 points for those, but I failed my battle tactic there, so I'm going to be behind on victory points.
Okay, and I will use a command point for Inspiring Presence for that unit.
Sure.
Since there's nothing...
And they can't fail.
Yep.
Alright, I feel like this is a very significant priority roll here already in the game.
Yeah, they're all significant.
They really are. Alright, good luck.
You as well, sir.
And that is going to go for you.
I will take it.
Okay, so that is going to reset the command points. And then going first, you're going to have 2. And I'm going to be at 3. Since I'm going second, I'm going to pick the vantage point of this objective back here. So at the start of the next round, if you control that, you're going to get 1 extra command point.
Okay. So I'm going to pick Broken Ranks for your Terrorgeist back here.
Okay.
For my heroic action, I'm going to do Heroic Recovery. Well, there you go.
Okay.
Now I definitely don't do it.
For my heroic action, I'm going to select Heroic Recovery as well on my Zombie Dragon. And so he's going to heal D3, but he's just got 1 put on him.
Yep. And I am going to use... Teclis will attempt to cast Protection of Teclis.
Okay. On a 10?
Yeah, he's going to cast 4.
Okay. I'll let that go.
Power Fish on the Wardens. What should I get on an 8?
9. They're +1.
9? Yeah.
Lauka will attempt to unbind. And it goes off.
Okay. The Lord Regent is going to cast Speed of Hish on him.
Sure.
So this is going to be +1 for a 13.
That will go. He's fast.
Power of Hish I will cast on the Sentinels.
Sure.
That goes off on an 8.
Attempt to unbind with the Vampire Lord. Goes off.
I will cast Power Fish on the Wardens over here. That is a 4. So it's a 5, and I believe it goes off on a 6. Yes.
Power
So
Fish fails then.
Well, so I'm going to use an Aether Quartz to give it +1.
Okay, so it's now on a 6.
Yep.
I will attempt to unbind that then with the Vengorian. And he blocks it with a 7.
Okay. So no Power Fish for that. And then the Cathalar will cast Total Eclipse. This goes off on an 8 on dice, which I get.
Yeah, I have no further unbinds.
Yes, so that is a 9.
Sure.
Alright, so your command points, or you have to spend 2 for command points.
Sure.
And then let's do Storm of Searing White Light from Teclis. So that will hit
Probably everything.
an 18-inch bubble.
Seems like everything.
That will hit everything you want.
Sure.
So let's do the Blood Knights first.
Sure.
They take D6 for 2.
Okay, 6 up, rerolling once. Take 2.
The zombies, they take D6 for 6.
Okay. 6s. Save 2 of them for dead zombies.
Avengorii Lord.
Oh, sorry.
For D3 for 1.
Saved it.
The Zombie Dragon for D3 for 3.
All go through.
The Terrorgeist for D3 for 3.
All go through.
Avengorii for D6 for 6.
Okay. Rough.
That's a big one.
Saved 2 of them, so gonna take 4.
And then the Fellbats for D3 for 3.
Okay.
That was a very high rolling.
Saved none of those, so that is gonna be 1 dead bat.
How many wounds are the Avengorii and the
11 and 10.
we are going to do Lambent Light.
Sure.
I'm going to cast that on the Terrorgeist.
Okay.
So I can try to get him down and get my my battle tactic. That's what it's called. Then I will just cast Ethereal Blessing on the unit of the Wardens over there. That takes me to the movement phase. So my strategy for this movement phase was I wanted to bring the Sentinels up a little bit, just kind of get them out of the backfield. Those Wardens are going to stay in combat. I'm hoping to take the Terrorgeist out because that's my battle tactic, is to take out one of your battle line units. And he's already got 5 wounds on him, so that's about as good as I'm going to get. I brought my general over here. I was originally going to try to run him towards your back lines to work on that battle tactic for having 2 units in the back line, but he's way too wounded for me to do that. So I brought him over there to support those Wardens and the Cathar. He's just never going to move.
Sure.
All right. So, shooting time. The Sentinels are going to shoot into the Terrorgeist.
Sure.
He has Lambent Light on him, so he is... we are re-rolling everything against him.
Re-rolling all hits, right?
Yes. All hits. Alright, so this is going to be 19 attacks. And I'll spend it the free command point on all-out attack.
Sure.
From the Shrine Luminor, just to make sure after I reroll these, in case I miss any, or in case I get any, I want to make sure everything hits. Everything I can hit with hits. So, I'm just fishing for mortal wounds here, so I can kind of pick everything that's not a mortal wound up. So we have currently 2, 4, 5 mortals. And there is another 5 mortals.
Okay.
And these are at -1 wound?
No, only melee attacks are.
Okay. So that is going to be 3 saves to make with no rend.
Okay, so that is 4s on those. Saved 2 of those, so a total of 11 damage coming in, is that right?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11.
And then we've got a lot of 6s to make here.
And I made only 1 of them, so that's going to be 10 more damage on him. That's going to take him out. He's going to do mortal wounds to a couple different units. One of them mine, one of them yours.
I'll take it.
So on my zombie dragon, he's going to do D3 mortal wounds. That's going to be 1 on a 6-up. I ignore it. Nope. So that's 1 damage on the zombie dragon and 2 damage on the wardens.
I ignore neither. So we're in the thick of it at this point. Techless. Let's shoot into the Blood Knights over there.
Sure.
1 shot hitting on 2s and wounding on 2s. That is 1 at -3.
Okay, so they are up then on a 6-up. Okay.
D6 damage for 2.
6s. Alright, 2 damage. That's going to finish off this one.
Okay. And then that's all my shooting.
Sure.
I will go into charges. I really don't have any charges. They're still in Shining Company. And yeah, and I have no charges over there. So we will go into combat. So 9 wardens. I'm not going to use any fan abilities or anything on them.
Sure.
And this, because they did not get Power of Pish-Off, are only doing mortal wounds on 6s.
Sure.
So 3s, And that is 2 6s. Take out these ones. Oh, he'd be dead if I got Power Fish off.
I think he's probably dead anyway.
So that is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 saves, and 2 more wounds.
Okay. The 9 saves are on 3s. Do they have any rend?
No.
Okay, 9 saves on 3s.
They only have rend when they are charged.
So that is 2 of those going through. And then 2 mortal wounds. So I need 2 6s for this guy to survive. I'm no longer rerolling 1s. He is dead.
Okay. I don't know why I was so worried about Blood Knights. But man, was I worried about Blood Knights. And that's all combat.
Sure. I don't have any relevant battle shock.
So my wardens are bravery 6. So I believe I'm going to spend a command point to.
Okay.
I don't want any of them to run.
Sure.
So I'm going to, unfortunately, be a little down on points here.
You did complete your secondary objective.
Yeah, my secondary battle tactic.
Which gives you 2 points for that, and then 1 for the
one
one
for
objective.
one objective.
Total of 3 there. So, going into the bottom of round 2, Soulblight turn, we both gain a command point. We both still have our generals alive. I'm going to have to get a lot of work done this turn, it feels like. We'll see if I can accomplish that, but it's definitely looking a little bit bleak for the forces of death here, which is a sad state of affairs. So for my battle tactic, this turn I'm going to take aggressive expansion, and I'm going to select these 2 objectives. Feels like a pretty safe bet that I'll control both of those at the end of the turn.
I hope so.
It's not 100% safe, but it feels relatively safe that I'll control both of those. And then I'm going to get into my heroic action. I'm going to go ahead and attempt a heroic recovery with my general, the Vampire Lord.
He's on bravery 10. And I succeeded at that, so he heals D3. He's going to get 2 back.
Which is significant. That pulls him out of some tabling.
I'm going to do the same thing with my Avengorii Lord Regent.
Sure.
He's on bravery 8, and I got a 10.
So I failed on that again.
Yep.
At the start of the hero phase, then I need to check on a 2 or less. My Avengorii Lord will go berserk. And so yes, he can run and charge, but he cannot use command points. Same for Lauka. Yes, they are both running and charging, but neither of them are using command abilities this turn.
That feels very bad in 3.0.
It can be, certainly, yeah. and her command ability particularly is very relevant.
Yes. So I would like to use one for rally.
Sure.
On my unit of wardens, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 that I've lost so far.
Sure.
And I get 2 back.
Okay, so that costs you 1 command point.
Yep.
I'm going to use the Vangorian's ability to bring summonable units or summonable models back on the zombies, and he's going to bring back 2 of them.
The Vangorian, that's just an ability.
It's part of the Soulblight. Basically, they can summonable units. He can do up to 4. Lauka is going to do the same on the unit of Fellbats. If she doesn't spike a 3 on the D3, she won't get 1 back. Doesn't get it, so none of them are coming back. They're not wounded. On the spellcasting, I'm going to go ahead and start with Lauka. Actually, Lauka is going to cast Amethystine Pinions, and she's getting it on a 10.
What is that?
That one's plus 6 inches movement.
So I'm going to use Teclis's Automatic Unbind.
Sure.
For that one.
Okay.
Just because it was high.
Sure. The Vangorian is then going to cast Mystic Shield. And he fails that with a 4. And the Vamp Lord is going to cast Flaming Weapons. And he's getting that on a 12.
I will attempt to unbind.
Sure.
Not very likely. Nope.
And he'll put that on his sword-like claws.
That's the same thing you put it on last time?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I will go ahead and get into movement. My movement phase this turn is really built on the idea that I need to control these two objectives to get my battle tactic off. And at this point, with where my forces are, I'm really kind of playing for a double at this point, hoping I can take off enough here that on the second half of the double I can have a good showing here. But we'll see how this goes. I will be shooting first with the zombie dragon into your unit of sentinels.
Yep.
So he automatically hits based on the unit size. And he's going to wound on a 6. That's at -3.
Yeah, I have no...
2 damage.
5 ups. Save neither.
I'll take it.
It's all wounds, right?
That's 30 points right there. I'm then going to charge first with the Fellbats.
Okay.
And they've got a 7. Would you like to unleash hell?
No, I don't want to.
Okay. I then have some charges to make. First off with Lauka. She got a 7-inch charge. She's going in. She does have impact hits. And so with a 7-inch charge, then she's dealing mortals on 5s and rolls 7 dice.
Okay.
So that is going to be 4 mortal wounds. Better than average output on that.
5s to ignore. I ignore 2.
Okay.
Better than average on that as well. Let's take the 2 right there. I just brought them in and they're not magnetized to anything, so.
I will attempt to charge with the Avengorii Lord.
Yep.
11-inch charge. He does not have the impact hits, unfortunately, but he's just going in.
Yeah, he can definitely get somewhere.
And my last charge then is going to be with the Vampire Lord. 9 inches. Definitely have my choice of targets there. So I'm going to bring him in over here. I'm going to go ahead and move this gravesite just a little bit. So after a lot of deliberation, I decided to bring the Vampire Lord in over on this side rather than going after the Sentinels. If I went after the Sentinels, I was going to pull Teclis in, and like I mentioned earlier, I'm really playing for the double at this point, so I'm hoping to do enough damage here to really have some impact and continue holding that objective in the center. And then on the next turn, I'll be able to do some cleanup over there. I brought the Fellbats in on their charge against the Sentinels, which just meant that I was safe from Unleash Hell for the turn, basically. And I've got them tied up in combat, at least for the moment.
I use my Unleash Hell there.
You don't see any reason why not?
Okay. Then I'm going to spend a command point just to do that. It's on a 3.
Sure. So Unleash Hell from Teclis hits on the Vampire Lord?
Yeah, and wounds on a... He's -1 wound, right?
Only in melee.
Okay, so wounds on a 2. Which it wounds.
Okay.
-3?
-3, that puts him on a 6. Okay.
And d6.
Sure.
For 4.
Alright, 6 ups.
Almost a 6.
Saved one of them, so he's going to take 3 more. So he's going to use his roar to prevent them from receiving command abilities. And then over here, The Avengorii is going to stop, so on a 2-up, they're going to take D3 mortals. Yes. 3 mortals.
Save 1.
And Lauka, I think, has nothing useful to do. At the start of the combat phase, I am going to activate first with the Vampire Lord, but I'm going to use the Avengorii ability where I can ignore his damage taken for his damage table once per combat phase. Also at the start of the combat phase, going to go ahead and eat your leader of the Wardens.
Yeah. There we go.
Definitely a useful ability there.
So, at the beginning of or at the beginning of combat as well, because my leader is within 3 of a unit.
Sure.
I'm going to roll a die on a 2-up. That unit takes D3 mortal wounds, and it's going to be on Lauka.
Sure.
So, D3 for 2.
Okay, 6 ups. So she is going to prevent one of them take 1 more damage. I'll switch to that from.
Yep, up to 5.
Yep. Alright, I'm going to activate first with Lauka. Again, lots of deliberation here. She's just going to pile in, remain on the objective, and put all of her attacks into that unit of Wardens.
They are still -1.
Okay.
Until they get down to 2 models.
Sure. Alright, so Lauka has 4 attacks with her rapier. Normally on 3s and 3s, so 4s and 3s. All of them hit. 2 of them wound. These are at -1.
They're going to be 5s. Save 1.
2 damage on that.
And save none of them with the...
3 attacks then with her gore-drenched talons. These are hitting on 5s currently. 1 hit. And 3s to wound. They wound at -1.
-1. One of them?
Yep.
This is going to be 5 up again. And we're good.
Okay. And then D6 attacks with the impaling tail. 4 of them. 5s and 4s currently. 1 hit. And no wounds on that.
Okay.
That was her.
So I'm going to activate with my unit of Wardens over there.
Sure.
And my unit of Wardens over here.
Absolutely.
So let's do some 1-inch violence.
I'm going to spend 2 command points on all-out defense for my Vampire Lord.
Yep. $16 attacks. These are hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, but then 4s because it's a melee attack.
Sure.
That's 3 mortals. And 3 saves to make it -1.
Okay. That is going to be on a 3-up because of the all-out defense. Saved 2 of those, so 1 damage plus the 3 mortals.
Yep.
On 6s. Saved 1 of them, so he takes 3. Puts him on 7 total taken. He is fighting at top profile, and his eye for an eye will proc +1 to the damage characteristic of melee weapons, including their mount.
Okay, so that's +2 to the
claws.
Okay, so that's real bad for me. So the 3 wardens in the middle are going to go into Lauka.
Sure.
So this is going to be 3s and 3s, or 3s and 4s. Sorry, because your monster is -1 to wound.
Sure.
And then it is going to be 5s and 6s doing mortals. So it's 3 mortals and no saves to make.
Okay. 3 mortals, so 6 ups. Made 1 of them, so she's going to take 2 more damage.
Up to 7. We're getting there.
It's working.
Yeah. Okay, and that would be your activation.
Alright, I'll go ahead with the Vampire Lord. He's got a couple things going on. He's got Eye for an Eye proc, so all of his attacks, including his mounts, are +1 damage. He's got Flaming Claws on, so his claws are +1 damage. And then he has +1 to wound on his lance because of the Vial of Manticore Venom artifact. Gonna pile in a little bit.
Yep, well now you can pile in just closer to the nearest unit, which is so good.
Trying to dodge spears.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Alright, so he's got his lance attacks first. He's got 3 of them. This is still in Shining Company, correct?
Yep.
4s and then 2s. 2 hits. And 1 wound. And that's going to be on the lance at rend -2.
That puts me on a 6-up. Do not save.
And that is normally 4 damage, but up to 5 damage because of Eye for an Eye.
And I save 1 of those, so I lose 4 friends.
Okay.
The Snapping Maw attacks then are on 5s and 3s. 1 hit. And 1 wound at -2.
Do not save.
Okay.
That's D6 plus 1 damage currently. 2 damage.
Save 1, fail 1.
And then the claws, he's got 7 attacks, currently on 5s and 3s. Pretty good roll. If they were hitting on 4s, it would have been an exceptional roll. But 3 hits, 3 wounds, and those are at -1.
5 ups. Save 1.
Okay, and normally 2 damage, but they're up to 4 damage each right now, so 8 damage total.
Save 1. So lose 7 more guys. And I think that objective is going to you.
So that was pretty good from the Vampire Lord. The stacking of the damage buffs meant that even though he was at -1 to hit, he ended up doing a ton of damage there. The 4 damage on the claw attacks is really massive. You're done with activations?
I have Sentinel stuff.
Oh yeah, the bats. I forgot all about them.
It's not that surprising. So I'm gonna hold your bat still.
Yeah.
Because I'm only able to pile in an inch. So.
Sure. Get about 2 of them in.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 of them. I think they're just 1 attack each. Yeah. So 3s and 4s. 3s, 4s for 1.
Okay.
No rend.
Alright, so that's on a 6-up. And I made it.
Look at that.
The bats stand strong. I then just have the Avengorii and then the bats to attack with, so I'm going to do the Avengorii first. He has got 4 saber attacks. These are still at -1, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Hitting on 4s, 1 of them. Wounding on 3s, none of them. And then he's got 3 talon attacks, hitting on 5s, 1 of them. Wounding on 3s, none of them. And D6 impaling tail attacks, 5 of them. Hitting on 5s, 2 of them. And wounding on 4s, 1 of them at no rend.
They do not save. Damage?
1 damage.
1 damage. And he doesn't save there?
And then my bats can also attack. And they are truly terrifying. Truly the most terrifying of all adversaries. And so 1 of them is going to go into the Wardens and 1 of them into the Sentinels. I'll do the 1 into the Sentinels first.
He's got 3 attacks at 4s and 4s. And then the 1 into the Wardens. 2 hits.
Enough to kill him.
1 wound at no rend.
Did not save. And didn't save.
1 more dead Warden.
So.
Take
this guy. Okay.
Overall, I think that turn went about as well as it could have. Do you have some battle shock?
Yeah, that was a big misplay for me over there. To not leave a command point open to save them later.
Sure.
So I lost 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 guys. I'm at 5 bravery right now.
Okay.
So I'm losing
D6 plus 8.
Okay. So that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
that is pretty significant.
yes. Well, it's an extra point for you, for sure.
So I completed my aggressive expansion. So I got 2 points from that. And then I do control all 3 objectives, which is going to give me a total of 5 points from that round. Do you have any battle shock here or on the Sentinels?
So I lost 2 Sentinels, and they are bravery 6. So I think I'm going to take this one and use a command point to save him.
Okay.
Battle shock on the Sentinels on a 5 or 6, and we're good.
Okay. So that one Warden stands strong, the Sentinels stand strong, but overall 5 victory points for me there. That really was about as good as I could have hoped for that turn to go. It overproduced, I would say, over here. I do have a little bit of healing to do from the hunger. So Laukavai is going to heal D3, 1, and the Vampire Lord is going to heal D3. He's going to heal 3.
Boy, he does not want to go down.
A lot of little chip healing that really adds up. If I can get this turn now, I feel really good about my chances.
Just beat me in a roll-off.
Good luck, sir. I do not do it, so it is your choice.
Okay. I will absolutely take it. I don't think I have a choice here.
All right.
You say it's my choice. I don't think that's the case. I think there is only one choice.
Command points reset. I do still control the objective that was chosen as the lookout, so I will get an extra command point from that. So that'll put me on 4.
And I will be on 2.
Correct. In the top of round 3.
I'm going to take Conquer for that objective over there.
Okay.
So as long as I control it at the end of the turn, complete my battle tag.
Sure. And I also get to re-pick which one I want to be the significant one. And I think at this point, that's the one I would pick to be the significant one. So it's the one you're going for anyway. Yeah.
Okay. Heroic actions. I'm going to attempt to heal my guy again.
Sure.
He's going to go to a place where command points don't matter. So I need to not beat an 8. And I didn't. I got a 6. Hey, D3. For 2.
Okay.
Up to 4. That's huge.
That is huge.
Turn the game around.
I'm going to attempt heroic recovery on Lauka. And I beat her 10, so healing D3, she's going to get 2 back. Yep, so on 4.
So, spells. Teclis is going to cast 4. The Sentinels are going to do their Power Fish.
Sure.
And that is a 4, so we are going to use our reroll from the Shrine. On an 8.
8 there, plus 1.
There, plus 1 from Teclis.
I'll attempt to unbind with the Avengorii. That goes up.
Okay. The Cathalar will do his Total Eclipse.
Sure.
That is on an 8, so that is an 8 exactly.
I'll let that go.
The Avengorii Lord Regent will cast Arcane Bolt.
Sure.
Which I get on a 10.
Okay. I'll let that go.
And then Teclis will start with Protection of Teclis.
Okay, I'll attempt to unbind that with the Vampire Lord. It goes off.
Okay. Storm of Searing White Light.
Sure.
I assume this is where your unbind is going.
It goes off on a 10. I could tie it, but not beat it.
Okay, so I assume this is going to hit everything. I'm measuring from Techless.
Yep, certainly hitting it.
So, we will start with Fellbats.
Sure.
And work our way around.
Sounds good.
Fellbats
No.
take nothing. Lauka takes D3 for 3.
Blocked 2 of them. Takes 1. Oops.
Avengorii Lord takes D6
Ooh.
for 2.
Okay.
It never goes well when it's D6.
Takes 2.
Zombies take D6
Sure.
for 5.
5. Except on zombies. That's the second
Yes.
time on them. 6s. Made none of them, so that is 5 dead zombies.
And then Zombie Dragon takes D3
Sure.
for 3.
3. Alright, 6s. He takes all 3.
Okay, so we are going to cast Lambent Light on him,
Sure.
and then we are going to cast Transporting Vortex
Sure.
on the Sentinels. So my movement strategy here is kill the Zombie Dragon.
Sure.
So I used my teleport spell in the hero phase to get my Sentinels out of combat with the Fellbats, which is why I didn't use Unleash Hell last turn. It felt like kind of a waste of a command point, although
Sure.
then I wasted it anyway. So I transported them, did Lambent Light on the Zombie Dragon so I could reroll for my Mortal Wounds, and then just kind of packed Techless and the Venarii Lord region on there
Absolutely.
to try to finish the job. And then, if they don't, at least I have more bodies on the objective currently. Into shooting phase.
Sure.
I want to shoot with Techless first, because
Sure.
he's not in range with anybody else.
Okay.
So if the Sentinels were to kill the Zombie Dragon, he's just wasted.
Going into the zombie dragon there.
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do what I can here, which is going to be pop all out defense on the zombie dragon.
Okay. And did you use 2 command points for it?
I did.
So, 2s and 2s for nothing.
I like it.
Okay, so 17 shots from the Sentinels, hitting on 4s, 5s and 6s do mortals, and I'm re-rolling everything, so I'm going to re-roll everything.
Sure, absolutely. Fish for
Just
as many
fishing for
mortals as you
immortals here. So I didn't get a whole lot. I got 5 of them. I mean, not a whole lot for me. Okay, so there we go. That is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 mortals,
can. 11 of them.
and no regular hits.
Alright, so I really need to catch a lot of 6s here. And that's not a bad roll. It's just not good enough.
Charges, I have no charges that I can make. So that will be the end of my turn.
Sure. Pretty good turn. You were able to take these 2 objectives, including your battle tactic objective.
Yep.
So that's going to give you a total of 5 points. We each get a command point. We both still do have a general on the board. I don't have my chosen general, but Lauka counts in addition. And so go in the bottom of round 3.
Okay.
Battle tactics are definitely tough to pick at this point. I am going to pick Conquer on that objective back there. I'm going to try to take that one away from you. I don't know if I'll manage it, but that's really what I have to attempt at this point. My heroic action first is going to be attempt to heal Lauka. I succeed for D3. She heals 3. Healthier and healthier.
I'm going to attempt the same thing with
Lord Regent.
Yep.
Sure.
And it's an 8, so he heals 1.
Okay.
Up to 5.
Then you get to check if the Vengorian is Berserk. And he is. I'm going to check if Lauka is Berserk. And she is as well, so no command abilities from them.
but they can run and charge, so that could be useful. Honestly, their spells almost don't matter. I'm going to do Mystic Shield from Lauka on a 9.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to unbind from Teclis.
Sure.
Okay.
And then Arcane Bolt from the Avengorii on a 5.
So I'll automatically unbind now.
Sure. I don't have any shooting left. I am going to charge then first with the Fellbats.
Okay.
And they got an 8-inch charge.
Think you made it?
Would you like to unleash hell?
I'm going to unleash hell on them. I still have Power of Hish, so I'm hitting on 5s, but 5 do mortals, so
Sure.
4 mortals.
4 mortals?
Yep.
That is going to be 1 dead Fellbat. I'm then going to charge in with the Avengorii. 6 inches.
Definitely get in.
And then charging with Lauka. 11 inches. They don't have any like mortal wounds or anything, right?
On the charge? Or you mean like a mortal wound roll?
That you
Like,
do
no.
need.
No.
Okay.
That was just wardens.
Lauka has her impact hits, and with an 11-inch charge, she gets 11 dice. Five ups. That is going to be 4 mortal wounds on the unit of Sentinels.
Okay. I have nothing to roll, so that's 4 guys dead.
Sure.
Ooh, nice. Just a movement trick.
Sure, I like it. Roaring on them and stomping on them. Stomp on a 2-up, yes. 2 mortals.
Okay. So I'll take Gator. This guy?
Okay.
And then no command abilities, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so then I'll eat an Aether Quartz just
Sure.
to
Put them on a 4-up.
yeah. I mean, they're gonna go away anyway.
Vengorian's then going to pile in and make all of his attacks. So his saber attacks are, because of the -1, on 4s and 3s. And though they all hit 3s to wound, they all wound at -1.
That is 2 fails.
2 damage apiece.
Wait, no, 3 fails.
Right.
Sorry.
2 damage apiece on those.
Okay, so that's 6 guys dead.
The Gore Drenched Talons are hitting on 5s. 1 hit, and no wounds on that. And then D6 Impaling Tail attacks for those. 1 hit and 1 wound, no rend.
Fort. Save it.
Okay. Your activation.
6 guys dead. So obviously I'm going to activate here.
Sure.
I'm just gonna scoot down just a hair.
Yeah, I get them all in.
Well, a couple of them. I only pile in an inch, so.
Oh, sure.
So we will do 1 into the Zombie Lord, or the Avengorii Lord, and 2 into Lauka.
Sure.
So the 1 doesn't hit, and the 2 have 1 hit, and 1 wound, no rend.
Okay, 1 wound at no rend. Lauka is a 3-up. Save it.
Okay. You can do all the rest of yours.
Okay. Lauka then has her saber attacks, or her rapier attacks rather, hitting on 4s.
2 hits, wounding on 3s, 1 wound at -1.
5s. A save.
Okay, and then her talon attacks, 3 of these hitting on 5s. Got 1 of them through, wounding on 3s. Got that one, that's at -1. D6 damage, 2 damage.
Okay.
D6 attacks with the tail, 6 attacks. 5s, 2 of them, and 4s, 1 at no rank.
And did not save.
Okay.
1 damage on that?
Just 1.
Okay.
So I do have an activation over here then. I'm going to go ahead and pile them in. There's 6 inches. Ten zombie attacks going in. And they are, of course, fishing for 5s, but really fishing for 6s.
What does 5s do?
5s are a hit.
Oh, okay. 6s are mortal.
But I did get 1 6, so that's a mortal wound,
Hey.
and 1 hit, which fails to wound, so just 1 mortal wound.
Oh, wait. Alright, let's see. He could live. He does not.
And then on a 2-up, I get to add a zombie to the unit. I do. Brains. And then at the end of the turn, I assume you're spending the command point for the United Champion.
Yes.
Absolutely. I do control the 2 objectives, so that's going to be 3 points. I completed my battle tactics, so that's going to be 2 more. Total of 5 points there. Going into the top of round 4 then really feels like an important priority, like the rest of them. Yeah. And I will get it this time. All right, I will definitely take the top of round 4 then. Let's figure out command points. I do control that objective, which is the significant one, so I'll get the extra command point from that, which puts me on 3. And you go to 3 as well.
Hey, going second.
My battle tactic for this round will be Monstrous Takeover, and I will pick Lauka Vi for that.
Okay.
My heroic action is going to be, again, a heroic recovery on the Avengorii this time.
Okay.
And it goes off with an 8, so he heals D3. He heals just 1.
I'm going to do the heal this turn.
Sure.
On the only guy that's wounded. And another 10.
Okay.
I roll 10s so often.
Very consistent. You're playing Techless, so it makes sense. You get a lot of 10s. I need to check at the start of my hero phase if everybody's going Berserk. They're going Berserk on 4s. So the Avengorii is Berserk, and Lauka is Berserk. They both have run and charge. They are locked in combat currently, so that's not necessarily going to work for them. So then on to my real hero phase. I'm going to start by casting spells. So the Avengorii is going to attempt to cast Mystic Shield, and he's getting it on a 5.
Okay, so Techless will automatically unbind that.
Sure.
Because he's out of range.
Lauka will then cast her War Scroll spell, and she failed it on a 6. Lauka is going to attempt Deathly Invocations on the Fellbats, and 1 does not come back. She needed a 3 on the D3 there. Out of range of the zombies to do it on them. No charges to make, no shooting. I'm going to activate first with the Avengorii. He's going to pile in here, and then put all of his attacks into that unit of Sentinels.
Yep.
At the end of the charge phase, they're both going to use their things.
-1 bravery.
So on a 2-up, yes, D3 mortals, 1 mortal wound onto them, and they can't use command abilities.
Yep.
All right, then the Avengorii attacks.
Okay. They will use their other Aether Cords
Sure.
to give them +1 to save, and they're no longer -1 to hit.
Sure. So 3s and 3s. 2 at -1.
That is fail 1.
2 damage.
That is the unit.
Okay.
Okay.
I succeeded at my battle tactic there, so that gives me 2 points, and then 3 points for controlling the 2 objectives, so another 5 points total. Definitely don't feel great about my position, but it is what it is. I definitely can't win this fight long term, but hopefully I can just scrape enough points to maybe come out on top. Here we go.
Okay.
We each get 1 command point.
Hey, I'm up to 4. So I'm going to do Monsters Take Over as well.
Okay.
Picking Techless, obviously.
Sure.
For my heroic action, I'm going to try to do the command point 4-up.
Sure.
Which I get.
You got it.
So I have 1 that I have to use from my Avengorii Lord Regent, and then 4 from everywhere else.
Sure. I'm going to attempt to heal with Lauka.
Heroic recovery. Succeeded at that for D3, and she's getting 3 back.
That is her full.
Hey.
Have you failed one yet?
No, it's hard to fail them with
Out of
10s,
10,
but
yeah. Okay. Techless is going to cast 4 this turn,
Sure.
starting with Protection of Techless.
Makes sense. In range anymore?
You should have the Avengorii and Lord.
Okay, I will certainly let protection go.
Then I will do the Cathalar will cast Arcane Bolt.
Sure.
Or, yeah, Arcane Bolt. Get that on a 9.
9.
9.
Lauka will attempt to unbind.
Goes off.
The Avengorii Lord Regent will cast Speed of Hish on a 5. Techless is going to do Storm of Searing White Light,
Sure.
which should only hit the zombies.
I will let it go.
Okay. Zombies are taking 1.
6 up. They take 1.
We will cast Burning Simoon. 13 dice, 5s and 6s.
Sure.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4 mortal wounds.
Okay.
6s.
4 dead zombies.
Total Eclipse again.
Sure.
Attempt to unbind that one. I tied it with a 10.
Second time. And that is all my spells.
Sure.
So we will go to movement. Okay, so my movement here, I'm just trying to come up and grab this objective. Basically, I don't have a whole lot of options here. I need to contest an objective with a monster, which is Techless. So I need to kill off a handful of your zombies, which I think I can do, as long as I make my charges. So we will see what happens. Shooting phase. Techless will shoot into him.
Sure.
2s and 2s. And nothing. So, on to charge phase. Charging with Techless. I need a 3 to get in. And I get an 8. Lord Regent. With an 8 as well. So I'm going to activate both of them at the same time.
Sure.
Well,
That's what you can do.
Because I am Lumineth.
Now, I want to avoid a gotcha moment here. At the end of my turn, there's a reasonable chance that I can bring 10 of those zombies back over here. Just so you know.
At the end of your turn. Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
As long as it's at the end of your turn and not the end of my turn.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll start with Techless, and I will use an Aether Quartz. to give him +1 to hit. Two attacks. This is 3s and 2s, and neither of them hit.
Okay.
Moonbright Talons. This is 6 attacks.
Go for the monster section.
What are the monster sections?
Mortal wounds, or that's the only one that's relevant here.
Yeah.
So on a 2-up, you do D3 mortal wounds.
Okay, so I will use that one then. On
Sure.
a 2-up, D3 for 2.
Okay.
6 ups. 2 dead zombies.
Okay. And then I would have piled in.
Sure.
Piled in a little bit.
Yeah. So you missed with the first 2 attacks.
Missed with the first 2 attacks. I have 6 more attacks. These are 2s and 3s.
Sure.
All hit. Five wounds minus 2.
And how much damage each?
2 each.
Okay. These are a lot of 6 ups to make. That is the unit. You can go ahead and pile in with your Lord Regent if you'd like. You do have to pile in.
Yeah.
Go for the right command.
Let's bring him onto the objective.
Sure.
Actually, I'll leave him over here.
Okay.
Because,
So you succeeded at Monsters Takeover.
Yep.
And you control 2 objectives, which is going to score you 5 victory points at the end of round 4. Command points now reset.
Yep.
And we're going into the top of round 5.
Now I want you to be able to use your command abilities instead of running charge.
And you're going to win the priority. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to take it.
Sure.
So I'm going to do Bring It Down. And I'm going to do it on the Avengorii
Sure.
Lord.
I get an extra command point for controlling that objective back there. The Techless is going to do Heroic Moment, and I'm going to do the same with the Avengorii.
Okay. So I'm going to cast Darkness of the Soul on your Avengorii Lord.
Sure.
It goes off on a 7. So I don't get it there. I'm going to use the Shrine reroll. And I don't get it there either.
Okay, I like it.
Techless,
Everything's going according to plan.
yes. Techless is going to cast 4, obviously.
Sure.
And we are going to start with Protection of Techless.
Sure. I will attempt to unbind that with Lauka.
Okay.
Blocked, didn't block it. Tied it on a 10.
Third time. Then we will cast Greater Power of Hish from the
Lord Regent.
Venari Lord Regent.
Sure.
And it goes off on a 7. So I will use an Aether Quartz to give it +1 to succeed.
Alright, I'll attempt to unbind it with my last unbind attempt. And it goes.
I'm going to do Storm of Searing White Light.
Sure.
From Techless. I don't know if the Felbad is in, but the other 2 are. The Felbad is not
Hey.
safe from this.
Perfect positioning.
Yeah. So, Laukavai, D3 for 1.
1 damage.
And the Avengorii Lord, D3 for 1.
1 damage.
Okay. Let's do the Mystic Shield on Techless.
Okay.
+1 to save.
Sure.
And I'm going to do Arcane Bolt. And that is my hero phase.
Sure.
So, on to movement phase. Shooting phase. Techless will shoot into the Avengorii Lord.
Okay.
Hitting on a 2. Hits and wounds for, I believe it's -3 on this shot from Techless.
Okay. That puts him on a 6. Failed it.
D6 for 5.
Okay. 5 6-ups. Made none of them, so that's 5 damage.
Up to 7. we go into the charge phase.
Sure.
Techless will charge. With a 6.
Definitely getting in.
So I can get all the way to Lauka. And then the Avengorii Lord Regent. With a 7. So I should be able to get him into the Avengorii Lord. Yeah. Can I keep the Felbat out? Not really. Okay, so I'm going to do Titanic Duel.
Okay.
Laukabai.
Okay.
Just in case.
Sure. Laukavai is in turn going to use Titanic Duel.
Okay.
And the Vangorian is going to choose to stomp on the Avengorii Lord Regent.
Okay. He has 5 wounds.
Sure.
So on 2 up. Yes. 2 mortal wounds on the Lord Regent.
Okay. Up to 3.
5 ups.
You are correct. That's something I should remember. Hey! So, up to 5. So, we're going to start. I mean, we could activate both of them, but I'm going to activate the Avengorii Lord Regent first.
Sure.
So, these are the Regent Sword. He had got greater power fish off, so he's wounding on 5s, or doing mortals on 5s.
Sure.
And these are 2s and 3s.
Okay.
So,
-1 wound.
-1 to wound. So they're 2s and 4s. For 1 at -1.
Okay, I ignore the first point of rend, but I failed it anyway. 1 damage on those?
Yep.
Okay.
And then 3 attacks. From the Horns and Claws.
Sure.
Threes and 5s. All hit. 1 wound.
Any rend? Saved it.
Okay. And then Techless. Everything into the Avengorii Lord.
Sure.
Just to get him caught. I'm going to use a command point for all-out attack.
Okay. I forgot that he's using Finest Hour right now, so he's +1 to save, so he actually saved that last attack.
Okay.
Damage.
So this is going to be 4s and 2s.
Okay.
Or 3s and 2s.
3s,
Sorry, because I'm +1.
Yeah.
There's 2. And 2 of them.
At what rend?
-3.
Okay.
They're D3 damage each.
So I reduce the rend by 1, and then I'm +1 to save, so they're effectively -1. So I'm at 4 up. And how many?
2.
2.
2 4-ups. Made neither. How much damage?
D3 each. So that's 4.
4 damage total.
You need to fail.
6s.
Made 1, takes 3 damage. He is dead.
Oh. Overkill them, but I'd rather overkill than not kill.
Sure. That puts the game out of reach. Good game.
Awesome. That was a really good game.
The early game, I definitely overestimated how much I was going to get done with the Terrorgeist when they went in. They really just kind of whiffed, both of them. My Vampire Lord did a tremendous amount of work, but there just wasn't enough on the table at that point anymore.
Yeah, that was probably. I definitely did not think that he was going to do what he did, wipe out a whole unit of the Wardens.
He's terrifying.
Yeah, I should have saved a command point for that. Maybe it would have been a little different, but he died the next turn anyway.
Yeah.
So that was a good game.
Clearly, against Lumineth, the ability to pick out a model and eat it is incredibly strong.
Yeah. Well, you just turn off my casting.
Yeah.
Like
For
entirely
that one unit.
from that unit.
I should have positioned a little bit different so that he had a better opportunity to make his charge. in round 1, and been able to get him going. But it was a good game. It was well played by you. I think it was very wise. You left a path to Techless, but it was never going to be a good situation if I went straight in on it.
Yeah.
I was never going to be able to get him down.
Yeah, there was a handful of plays that I wish I could have had back, but
Sure.
It worked out in the end.
What are your impressions of 3rd edition so far?
I like it. I like that it never feels boring.
Sure.
You know, we've been playing this game for a handful of hours now, and yeah, I never felt like I was waiting for you to do anything, you know, or do something. So I like that. I like the fact that I mean, it felt one-sided every other turn, and it came down to 1 point.
Sure.
Like that feels like a good balance.
It felt like if either of us had put together a double early, it was going to slide out of control at that point.
Yeah.
But never did, and then, you know, by the time I did get the double, which was really just turn 3, it was early on.
Yeah.
But at that point, it was already a situation where the game was even enough throughout that it no longer mattered so much to get the double.
Yeah, and this was one of those situations too where point changes look really bad until you play a game
Sure.
against, you know, I mean, Soulblight didn't have much in the way of point changes, but they already like feel like they're pointed right for 3.0, and playing Lumineth where everybody thought they were dead completely, it feels pretty decent, like a pretty decent matchup points wise.
The Soulblight are they're interesting in that they're somewhat magic dependent and have no bonuses to cast. So
Yeah.
against like a tech list, it can really shut off that entire phase for them. And yeah, I really had no way to contest your spellcasting. I think Lumineth are still going to be strong. Maybe not as strong as they were, but I think they're still going to be strong.
Yeah,
Well,
that was a good game.
welcome to the Dice Cast, Alex.
Awesome.
Great to
That
have
was
you.
awesome. Yeah.